Audra, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 15 tips on how to heal your thyroid naturally. And this video is actually specifically for people with low functioning thyroid or hypothyroidism. This is not for the people who have an overactive thyroid, but rather an underactive thyroid. Let me just say that I'm not a doctor, so I'm not here to prescribe or diagnose you with anything like that. These are just some natural, non-invasive ways that you can check out, you can try, you can implement into your life to see if it helps with your issue at all. I personally have suffered from hypothyroidism in the past, and by doing a mixture and combination of all of these things, I have been able to naturally fix my thyroid. This is not a guaranteed cure-all or anything like this, although there are many people out there who have adopted one or many of these different things, and they have literally healed themselves of hypothyroidism. Give them a shot, try them out, see what works, and go from there. Let's get started. Number one, this is actually not so much a way to heal it, but rather a kind of like a misdiagnosis in a way, okay? And I see this actually a whole lot, especially in people with eating disorders, malnutrition, overexercise, you're really stressed out, that type of thing. Let's say that you have disordered eating habits, you've been restricting, you've been binging, you've been purging, you've been overexercising, you've been all over the place with your diet and exercise, and you go to the doctor and you start mentioning that like you're really cold, your fingers and your toes are cold, and your hair's falling out, and it's really brittle, and you have a low body temperature, and all this kind of stuff, and your doctor's like, oh, well, you have hypothyroidism, and you're just like, okay, I don't know where that came from, you know, and then all of a sudden you're put on a bunch of medication for the rest of your life. You just got diagnosed with hypothyroidism. If you have come from that type of background, I would really encourage you to work on getting all of that sorted out and get it fixed. Get back to eating properly, get back to exercising properly, get your mind right with your body, your mind right with food and that type of thing, because what you don't understand is that just because your thyroid might be lower doesn't necessarily mean you have hypothyroidism, like the kind most people have when they really deal with this. If anything, what has happened is that because you have been through a time of malnutrition or not have enough food or too much exercise, your body has basically just adapted your metabolism to that lower intake of food and that high amount of exercise. So in turn, what's happened is it's lowered your thyroid hormones, just like it lowers your progesterone, your estrogen, your testosterone, every other hormone in your body, because it's trying to keep you alive. And so that's just a symptom of that. It will lower. But as you begin to recover, as you begin to eat more and rest and really heal your body and practice self-love, you can improve that. And then next time you go back to the doctor, you've gained some weight, you're feeling great, you're enjoying life, you're not addicted to exercise and the dieting scene anymore, then you will start to see that you are happier and healthier and your blood levels will be great. Number two, a lot of people have had an awesome result with a gluten-free diet, meaning that you don't eat anything that has gluten in it or wheat or anything like that, regardless if you're celiac or gluten intolerant or not. A lot of people follow a gluten-free diet who are not celiac or gluten intolerant, whereas there's a lot of people who don't follow our gluten-free diet who actually don't have any type of, symptoms or issues, but it could be still affecting your thyroid if you're saying that you have thyroid issues. If you are just eating everything and anything and you have these thyroid issues, try a gluten-free diet. So many people have reported that this has been awesome for their TSH levels, so T3, T4, all those type of things, and it really gets everything back into sync. So that's another thing that you could try. The third thing is to adopt a soy-free diet. Just like the gluten-free diet, a lot of people find out that when they go soy-free, it really helps their thyroid health a lot. So many people are ingesting soy in such large amounts, and a lot of people don't even realize it. Soy is almost in every single packaged or processed food out there, and it sneaks in different ways. Look on the ingredient label down at the very bottom where it says allergens, and if it says soy, I would pass on that if you want to give the soy-free diet a try. Obviously, other things that have soy in them are like soy milk and tempeh and tofu and things like that. Give that a try, especially if you're used to eating a whole lot of soy. That might be a really big help for you. Fourth thing is to adopt a dairy-free diet. Obviously, this would be anything like yogurt, milk, cheese, anything that comes from a cow or a goat or a sheep or another animal in a dairy type of format, milk format, don't eat it. The good news about this is that you can get plant-based milk such as almond milk, hazelnut milk, oat milk. There's even different vegan or plant-based cheeses out there. There's vegan yogurt. Like, there's all types of options out there that you don't have to have milk products or dairy products. This is probably the #1 thing that I see most people, aside from the gluten-free diet, really benefit from, is when they just completely take out dairy. So much is going to get better, not just from your thyroid health, but from a skin perspective, a digestion perspective, an energy perspective. Everything is going to get so much better when you take out the dairy. So those are just 3 simple little diet changes you can make. You can try one, or you could try all 3 and see how that goes. I personally would probably go with all 3 if I was really suffering really bad, but that's just me, so that's up to you. But the 4th diet change you can make, and actually this is pretty miraculous. There's a lot of people out there who say that they completely healed their hypothyroidism or even Hashimoto's by adopting a raw vegan fruit-based diet. You can basically just Google this and see for yourself, but there's a lot of people out there who literally just go on a fruit-based diet. It's very high in fruit and vegetables, a little bit of nuts and seeds. It's a high carb, lower fat, raw vegan diet. And when they do that, it completely heals their thyroid. So that might be something to check out. If that's a little bit too extreme for you, then I would definitely work on those other gluten-free, soy-free, and dairy-free diets first. Number 6 is to start taking a high-quality B12 supplement. Whether you are vegan or not, taking a B12 supplement will do wonders for your body and your thyroid as well. You can even go and get injections if you want to on a monthly basis, or you can get the pills that they're sublinguals that you put underneath your tongue and that they dissolve. Whatever you want to do, but you can get these at any local health food store. Number 7 is vitamin D. Get out in the sun. Vitamin D deficiency or even low vitamin D levels have been linked to so many different health conditions and diseases and illnesses that it's not even funny. And hypothyroidism is not one that goes unnoticed with this. So I highly encourage you to get out in the sun as much as you can and have your skin unprotected. Don't put on a ton of sunscreen. Don't put on any sunscreen really. Just sit out there and let your body soak up the sun on as much skin as possible. Obviously you don't want to burn. Getting sun directly on your skin for at least 30 minutes every single day is going to work wonders for your vitamin D level. Obviously you want to get tested so you'll know where you are, and you'll probably be very surprised to find you probably are pretty low on vitamin D, especially if you live in an environment or in a climate that's cold or rainy, or it goes through seasons and you're not out in the sun 365 days of the year. So if that's you, I also encourage you to invest in a high quality vitamin D supplement. Again, you can order this online, you can get it from a health food store, but any good high quality vitamin D supplement would be a very good thing for you to do, to take, especially during the winter time. Number 8 is to get a good B complex vitamin, especially if you are someone out there who is not eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, that type of thing. Like if you're not eating a very good diet, obviously you want to change your diet first and foremost, but till then, I do encourage you to get a good B complex vitamin. You can get this online, you can get it at a health food store, but that would be a really good idea. Number 9 is zinc deficiency. You can get tested for this online, or you can go into like a local clinic and get it tested. But zinc deficiency has been related and linked to hypothyroidism over and over again. And so to correct this from a dietary perspective, you could easily just eat a lot of foods that have zinc, such as pumpkin seeds, lentils, any type of legume has a lot of zinc. Other nuts and seeds have a lot of zinc. Number 10 is iodine. Okay, so this is one that you want to be very careful with, because there are some people out there who have done iodine for their hypothyroidism and it has literally just cured them, and there's other people who have done it and has literally ruined their life. This is something that you want to be extremely careful with. Do not go overboard with the iodine, because it can really mess up your thyroid if you're not careful. I don't suggest that you go and get iodine droppers and start taking pills and all that kind of stuff. If you were to do anything at all, I would just encourage you to eat some sea vegetables. But even with that, I would still be cautious. Sea vegetables would be like nori or kelp or dulse, things like that you can get at like Whole Foods, or you can order them online as well. But remember, you want to be very careful when it comes to the iodine thing. Next up is selenium. Selenium is highly linked to hypothyroidism and actually improving your thyroid function over time. And selenium is super easy to get. All you have to do is just take 1 Brazil nut every single day. You can blend it in a smoothie, you can chop it up and put it on your oatmeal, you can just eat it straight. It doesn't matter, but just 1 Brazil nut contains your full 100% recommended daily allowance of selenium. And so many people have seen amazing results by supplementing with selenium with their hypothyroid conditions. Number 12 is all about your personal care products. There's this saying that goes around that says, if you wouldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why a lot of researchers think that more people have hypothyroidism and just thyroid issues in general today because of all the products, all the chemical-laden products that we're putting on our bodies today. So your skin is your biggest organ. Anytime you put something on your skin, it is soaking into your body and getting in your bloodstream and eventually making its way to your hormones. So I highly encourage you to go through every single personal care product and number one, ask yourself, do I even need this? Do you really need so much soap? Do you even need to be using soap at all? Do you have an 8 to 5 job where you sit there at a desk and you never sweat, you never do anything, and you're really just putting tons of soap on you for no reason? Do you really need a bunch of shaving cream? Do you really need all that perfume that you're using? That type of thing. But go through every single personal care product that you have, from your toothpaste to your shampoo, your conditioner, your hand wash, your shaving cream, anything and everything that's in your cabinet in your bathroom. Get it out, throw it away, and go for the most natural, low-end chemicals stuff that you can actually get, and get something that is very, very natural and safe and low in chemicals, low in toxins, low in additives, and low in all that type of stuff. And also make sure that it's cruelty-free. You're not putting so much chemicals on your body, but also that it could get into your body and disrupt your hormones. Number 12 is chlorine and fluoride. This is huge when it comes to thyroid health. These things would be getting into your body through your drinking water, your ice maker, your shower head, you're taking a bath, those type of things. A lot of cities, supplement their water supply with fluoride or chlorine or both. And the only way to get it out is to have a good high quality water filtration system or a good water filter. And so you can search around online and get a good water filter for your own family or whatever to drink from. And you can also get a good shower head that will filter out the chlorine, because when you're taking a shower and it gets really hot and steamy in there, then what happens is you're inhaling that chlorine and that's getting into your body, just like putting stuff on your skin. And then also, if you're someone who gets in the pool all the time, swimming pools have tons of chemicals and toxins in them that are just seeping into your skin as well. All right, number 13 is radiation. If you are somebody who has gone through tons of x-rays, even going to get your teeth x-rayed at the dentist, I highly encourage you to stop getting things x-rayed unless they're able to use some type of shield that goes over your thyroid. Likewise, getting things out of your house, such as not being around the microwave all the time, moving your cell phone and your computer out of the bedroom, especially when you're sleeping at night, turning them on airplane mode. All of those type of things can really help to lessen the radiation that's going on in your home on a daily basis. Number 14 is yoga poses. There are certain yoga poses that are actually said to stimulate your thyroid. But these are inversion poses such as wheel or bridge or shoulder stand. Those different things where you're kind of bending over and your neck is moving and you're kind of upside down. Those help to stimulate the thyroid in a very healthy way. So you can give that a try. Be careful though, especially if you're new to yoga. You don't want to just get out there and totally throw your back out or something like that. So kind of work into it as time goes on. Maybe start with a beginner video and go from there. Number 15, and honestly the most important of all of these, is stress. Stress is the absolute worst thing for your thyroid, not only your thyroid, but also every single other hormone in your body. If you're chronically stressed, whether it's from relationships or your job, or just from mental issues, or you're physically stressed out from a lot of exercise or working too late of hours, you're not getting enough sleep, whatever it is, you have to address that and fix it. Stress is the number one disruptor for hormones. Fix the stress, de-stress, get away from that completely. Focus on loving yourself, focus on slowing down, reprioritize your life, downsize, get everything out of your life that doesn't need to be there, and get back to just being peaceful and slow down. Stress is the number one thing. I cannot stress that enough. And then just for a little tidbit, some people will actually say that if you drink cow urine, that will help your thyroid as well. So if you get so desperate that you don't know what else to do, you could always go out and, instead of milking the cow, you could get some of the urine and drink that and see how that goes for you. I personally wouldn't try that, and I haven't tried that. But you can give it a go if you want to and let me know how it goes in the comments. But if you yourself have ever dealt with hypothyroid issues and you've been successful in healing that, please leave that below. Some of your tips and advice and all kinds of stuff so other people can be inspired and try that out too. So again, I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys have an awesome day and I'll see you next time. Bye.